Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to Audio Addiction. It is your boy, Brandon. Thank you for hanging. Thanks for chilling. We are continuing on with Golden Child. Huge shout outs to Jazz. They were the ones who had suggested to do Golden Child, and we are continuing on with that. Obviously, glad it all worked out and everything, and they are able to join again. But yeah, very excited. If you're new here, I do these live on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So if you like watching these live or coming to the live events, feel free to join. If not, you're gonna be watching them on Patreon. Which, speaking of Patreon, everything should be up to date now. I had a little bit of time off this weekend, so did go through and edit all of them and posted them all. So if you're watching this on YouTube, there's probably more videos that are out. So go check those out if you feel so inclined to. But yeah, super stoked for tonight. Shout outs to Jazz again. But yeah, that's what we got. We got Golden Child Part 2. So it looks like we are doing solo slash unit MVs tonight. So very excited. And some B-sides. So definitely stoked to check those out. Gunky, hello. Hopefully you had a nice birthday. Sarah, hello. Sally, hello. Connie, hello. Jazz says, hey, y'all, I'm back. Welcome back, Jazz. And Biscuit, hello. Thanks for hanging. All right. Unhi, what's going on? But yeah, so we've got some solo stuff. I'm pretty pumped about this, and that's what we got going on. So let me get my things here pulled up. Jazz says we'll be covering Golcha's solos, B-sides, OSTs, and some iconic performances. There we go. Gunky says birthday was great with lots of great new music to listen to. I was gonna say you were eating. You had so much new music out for you. So happy for you. All right. Well, I guess to go over today's playlist slightly, we have a song for me, Singing in the Rain. Looks like Poppin'. Let me see. With that feeling, Out the Window, Game, If I Were the Wind, Runaway, Still Thinking About You, Star, My Youth. And then in terms of B-sides, we've got C, I See You, Would You Be My, Compass, Cool Cool, Fanfare, Dear. And then in terms of OSTs, we've got Come With Me, Love Your Everything, IOTU, or I Only Think About You, Nakarang Buhe. Hopefully I've pronounced that correctly. Looks like it's Tagalog. So we have a Jaehyun collab stage. Looks like we've got a mashup stage. Very nice. Live performance of All Day. TOP Twinkling of Paradise, it looks like, from their performance. Wannabe is to end it. So very nice. We've got some good ones tonight. So stoked. Some of them not even familiar with. So very neat, very neat. Guggy says I was eating music and had my striped beef taco. Hey, let's go. Um, Guggy says I said the song ICU and I was thinking I hope not. That would be not very good, but very nice. All right. We're going to start off with a song for me. It looks like the first member to debut solo was Ju-chan with the song A Song for Me. It's a remake of the 1994 song A Song for Me by the duo group The Classic. This marked the end of his hiatus and that had begun the year before due to a knee injury. He said that he'd even considered leaving the group, but eventually decided to stay. And then it looks like we will be moving on to the next one after that. So very neat, very neat. let's get into a song for me. I'm curious. Let's check it out.
아무도 나에게 관심이 없는 듯 어떤 말들도 지나쳐 나의 단점들을 내 뒤에서 얘기해 소심한 나는 힘들어 가끔은 나에게 칭찬을 해도 받아들이기엔 익숙지 못해 난 아무리 잘해보려고 해도 언제나 알아주는 사람 없고 소용이 없어 어렸을 땐 이렇지 않았는데 지금은 왜 그런지 모르겠어 자신이 없어 이젠 좋은 나를 찾고 싶어 언젠간 이렇게 생각도 했었지 이젠 포기해 버릴까 남들의 마음에 들게 노력하는 것 그런 짐들을 벗을까 하기 싫은 일도 무리한 일도 거절과 변명에 익숙지 못해 난 아무리 잘해보려고 해도 언제나 알아주는 사람 없고 소용이 없어 어렸을 땐 이렇지 않았는데 지금은 왜 그런지 모르겠어 자신이 없어 이젠 좋은 나를 찾고 싶어
All right, very nice. That was Ju-chan's a song for me. Very nice. Um I enjoyed that a lot. I had not heard of the original person who did the song, the classic. So I'll have to check out the original. I feel like anytime we cover someone I'm not familiar with, in terms of when they cover a song, I always want to try to do my homework a little bit. So I'll have to check out the original of this song. But I enjoyed this a lot. This was very smooth. I think probably the best adjective I could use to describe the song is it felt very serene. You know, there's just something really there was something really beautiful about like his voice. I know that I in part 1 of Golden Child, I know I pointed out a lot about the things that I liked about Juchan in his voice, and I feel like that kind of carries over into his solo material. I feel like he has a very warm and inviting tone, and on his solo stuff. I'm excited to listen to more of it, certainly. But I do find that his voice is very welcoming, and I really appreciate this a lot. Um, I think for me, like the song itself definitely was like, a chill vibe, definitely more on that ballad scale for sure. Um, but it was just like a very warming song. There are some ballads that I definitely like. I would probably put this in ones that I definitely enjoyed. I feel like I'm always curious to see, if there are more solo songs from, a particular soloist. I'm always curious to see how they kind of grow and evolve. So I feel like this is a good starting point, certainly for myself. Um, but I am very also curious to see like how far and how vast he can kind of push his voice. So I think overall, very good start. Enjoyed it. And it is the type of song I feel like I would imagine him to do to start out. So not really surprised all about that, but very cool nonetheless. So Jazz says he's having his solo comeback soon. I'm so excited. Hey, let's go. Gunky says, I'm going to say something shocking. I think this ballad was a little too slow for me. Wow, okay. I probably just have been listening to way too much M-Mix, so that might be why. Definitely not a bad song at all. I feel that ballads kind of can ride that line, especially like beat PM wise, where like they can seem a little bit more deliberately slow, I guess, to some degree. But yeah, I could see that. I can definitely see that. Like I said, this was a very enjoyable song. I definitely feel like it's one of those songs where, at least for myself, like I'm like, damn, like I gotta be in the mood to just be like chilled out. Like this would be a great, like, I feel like this time of year, like a fall, just like a very chill song, like if you're out and like the leaves are falling in your area or something, I feel like this feels like a very fall appropriate song, in my opinion. So, definitely enjoyed it. Like I said, good song nonetheless. So, all right. Well, Jazz says the next 5 songs are all unit songs from the Game Changer album. The staff created a game show in which each unit competed for a range of budgets. Interesting. Okay, so it looks like they listed it 700 to 7500 excuse me, $750 to $7,500. Cameras, iPhone / cinematic camera, allotting for film time 2 hours versus 10 hours for their respective MVs. Interesting. Okay. And it looks like the first one of the unit is Singing in the Rain. This was released on September 6th of 2021. And it's Juchan and Bowman subunit. Okay. Let's check it out. I'm very curious.
오래된 피아노에 좀 서툰 가사들 어쩌면 네가 듣고 웃을 수 있지만 창밖에는 비가 가득 내려오잖아 이런 날이면 네가 보고 싶어 아름답게 빛나던 너와 이 비를 함께 걷고 싶어 Singing in the rain Raindrops of damn 내가 줄 수 있는 게 노래밖에는 없지만 Dreaming in the rain 내리는 비처럼 너는 그냥 들어주면 돼 이 노래
Great harmonies. Wow.
I sing in the rain I dream in the rain It's you Raindrop the day What's going on the time 더 아름답게 내리는 비와 음악 다 하지 못한 말 조금 어색한 그 말 이렇게라도
없지만 Dreaming in the rain 내리는 비처럼 너는 그냥 들어주면 돼 이 노래 I sing in the rain
I dream in the rain, it's you.
All right, very nice. All right, this is Juchan and Bowman, and their song "Singing in the Rain." Very nice. I enjoyed this a lot. Y'all know I love a good like jazz type chord phrasing, and I feel like they do this really well. Um, my first initial thought is in terms of like thought process or like the first kind of things that went into my head was like, wow, I really enjoy this subunit first and foremost, but also I was like, wow, I could kind of feel like some of the similarities to that of like V's solo release, a part of BTS. I remember really falling, and I think I said this in the BTS month, but I really fell in love with his like vocal tone and like the stylization that he chose with like kind of again having that sort of like retro feel to it. But I feel like this one is kind of in that same sort of category, but I think it's elevated a little bit more where like there's a little bit more attention to like kind of like the drum beat and like there's a little bit of like horn section. It just feels a little bit more involved, and I appreciate that. It kind of straddles that line between like the latest V solo release and kind of like the lo-fi jazz and chill kind of playlist thing, you know what I mean? Like it kind of gives that type of vibe, which I'm all about. I love both of those types of genres, so I think this is definitely well within my wheelhouse, certainly. But I also really enjoyed. I feel like I always give a lot of love to Juchan, and that's not to say he's not great. And I'll probably talk about him in a moment. But Bowman, I really liked a lot. I feel like I didn't point him out as much, and that's not because I don't like him certainly, but I do find that his voice paired up with Juchan just worked out really well. They've got really good vocal chemistry together. Like I feel like Boomin kind of holds like the lower end of the register, while Juchan kind of does a lot more of that like higher register falsetto tones. But like their harmony choices and like the way that they kind of mix the melody together was so much fun. And I think to me, it's kind of what stood out to me in the like broader chorus of the song. I feel like that is just such a really good staple piece of the song, and to me I feel like it stands out the most. So really enjoyed that, but I also appreciated that they kind of had their own moments in the song, you know, like I think I'm pretty sure Bowman did the first verse in this song, and I'm pretty sure Ju Chen did the second verse, or maybe I'm getting them swapped. But I appreciate that like you got to kind of hear their own vocal nuances, and then they come together, and you're just like, damn, they sound really good together. And then you kind of break them off again, and like it was really nice to hear. It's really nice to hear that kind of combination of different things where like I'm pretty sure I've said it before as well, but like when you get to hear like different subunits or solo material, it's just really impressive to me to see how they fit all of these different kind of vocal stylizations together. And like also as well as that like the vast variety of genres that like unit songs have versus like a solo song versus like a golden child song. So it's really cool to see all that kind of come into play. But if they did another subunit song like this, I would definitely be down to check it out again, because it was just to me spot on for my own personal taste. Probably one of my favorites tonight for sure. I feel like I can say that with pretty good assurity on that one, but yeah, I this was really damn good, so I liked it. Gungy said, "Singing in the Rain is a great movie." I agree. Jazz says, "I can see it in terms of my V comment from earlier." Gunky also said, "Great song," and Jazz said, "I was right about the vocal splits." So very nice, cool. Glad I'm paying attention. But all right, well, we're keeping it moving. The next one we have on the subunit list is Poppin'. This was released on September 7th of 2021. And this one features Y and Jang Jung. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see this. See what this is all about. So let's give it a listen. I feel like this is gonna be energetic. I'm already feeling this.
걱정해서 걱정이 없어진다면
Okay.
내 걱정에 걱정이 없어질 거야 다 돌아서 버리고 발걸음 걸음을 옮겨 이불 밖은 날짜리 타고 새로워 Hey 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 거기 너 그래 너 말야 너 아무것도 안 할 뿐 내 시간을 보낼 뿐 너왜 이렇게 탄식꾼 먹은 사람들 사진엔 해퍼놨던 남발 나를 사랑하는 법 나답게 사는 법 누가 정했어요 그런 법눈 가리고 와운 다운 듣지 말고 느낌대로 아름다운 너의 길을 가라고 나가라고 Way to go 계속해서 마음이 부린 손을 따라가 Way to go 하고픈 대로 조금 더 미쳐 계속 부딪혀 내 멋대로 돌아가진 않아 지금 틀렸다 해도 그게 멈춘 건 아냐 실패했다고 생각하지 마라 너의 그 느낌 살려 새로운 춤을 출 거야 We gon'
Got
get
that
it
descending melody.
poppin' 일어나 또 다시 We gon' get it poppin' We gon' get it poppin' 일어나 또 다시 We gon' get it poppin' 인생사 세용지 막원 선징악은 모르겠고 왜라 모르겠다 풍악을 울려라 내일은 내일에게 묻고 오케이 묻고 더블로 갇혀 수려지 배부르랴 처음은 처음대로 나름대로 의미 있는 법 내가 나여야 재밌지 후회 말고 앞으로 직진 Let's go shit 건 없지 난 못할 것도 없지 멋지게 너의 스타일대로 네 방식대로 다 따라 내버리고 날 따라 흔들어 저 짜릿해 너와 함께면 Way to go 계속해서 마음이 부른 숨을 따라가 Way to go 하고픈 대로 조금 더 미쳐 계속 부딪혀 내 멋대로 돌아가진 않아 지금 틀렸다 해도 그게 멈춘 건 아냐 실패했다고 생각하지 마라 너의 그 느낌 살려 새로운 춤을 출 거야 그게 뭐든 간에 나다운 게 좋아 나다운 게 뭐야 지금의 나야 조금 느리게 가도 그게 뭐가 어때 저 빛을 향해 멈추지 않으면 돼내 멋대로 돌아가진 않아 It'll be alright 실패했다고 생각하지 마라 It'll be alright We gon' get it poppin' 일어나 또 다시 We gon' get it poppin' We gon' get it poppin' 일어나 또 다시 We gon' get it poppin'
Hey, nice. Let's go. All right. This was Poppin' with Y and Jang Jun. You're hanging out for Gulcha Part 2. Thank you for hanging. Jess says that ceiling is low as fuck. There is actually a scene where Jang Jung hit his head on it, but they cut it out. Are they tall though? I don't think I asked this on last stream. I'm curious if they're just if the well, I mean, based off what you told me, the ceiling seems short, but I'm also curious what their heights are. I feel like I asked that sometimes. It's pretty tall, okay. So I feel like it's a combination of the height plus the ceilings, you know. I enjoyed this a lot. I also thought the music video was also not bad. I'm curious on a scale. I know Jazz says that all of these songs were a part of like a budget. So I want to guess that Poppin' was on the lower end of the scale if I had to guess, but I cannot be for certain. But just based off of, because there was like GoPros, they had like the 360 camera. So I'd imagine just based off of I was gonna say they must have had the lowest budget because I'm like in my head I'm like doing the math, like I'm like they definitely had good items, but it like definitely you could tell, especially I think especially because it was matched up with Singing in the Rain, where I was like, oh wow, you could see a little bit of you could definitely see the contrast in like camera qualities and stuff, which is not bad. It still was not a bad MV, but very fun. Song itself was great. I had to scroll up just to make sure I was saying this correctly, but I remember I was floored in a good way by like Jang Jung singing, and I feel like in this song, since it was just Y and Jang Jung, like it was cool to see him sing more. Like I feel like he does get to sing obviously in Golden Child, but it's cool to see him sing it in like these subunit or like duo songs where like otherwise I feel like he wouldn't be singing a ton. He's got a good singing voice, so I hope that maybe more so in like the B sides, like it gets to be explored a little bit more. But I really like his voice, and I think it really worked well in this song. I also got to say that Y killed it. I loved a lot of his like vocal tones throughout the song. Really, really good vocals. I'm pretty sure he kind of did that like higher ad lib part closer to the end of the song, which was really sick. Getting into that like gorgeous like falsetto tone, so I definitely appreciate that a lot. Um, Speaking about Jang Jung, who I just mentioned before, I also liked his rap verse. I feel like he's got again a great rap tone. Like this, I would say in terms of Golden Child, I definitely like both of the rappers, but I definitely feel like Jang Jung put his heart and soul into this one. So I I definitely liked it. So it felt like a little bit more punchy, I guess, to some, if I could describe it in any way. It seemed like there's a lot more like effort put into it. And that's not to say that there hasn't been before, but it just seemed to hit more in this song. I don't know why, but great song. I like the whistling. The like that like da 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 like that descending melody section in like that chorus was phenomenal. I will say the chorus is extremely catchy in the song too. But yeah, just really enjoyed this one a lot. I think the subunit stuff has been really good so far. So I'm wondering if I'm gonna be a 5 for 5 and enjoy all of them. But this one, I could say at least like Singing in the Rain is definitely a song that I personally love a lot now. But I feel like if I'm talking in terms of like one that I probably would listen to a lot as well is probably Poppin' as well. So it just is very infectious, very fun, and I think it's just one you could throw on at any time and just enjoy it. So very nice, very nice. All right, well, we're keeping it moving. We have released on September 8th of 2021 That Feeling, and this one features Sungmin, uh, Donghyun, and Jaehyun. So let's check it out. I'm curious. It looks very beach themed, so I'm wondering if we're gonna get a very summerish song. All right, very cool. This was Sungmin, Donghyun, and Jaehyun, and their song "That Feeling." Very nice. Um, I enjoyed this. I don't. I to me like this song is very well arranged. Like I like that their vocals. I feel like they all work really well together. I do think they have good like harmony moments throughout. But all of their voices sound really like again very similar to Singing in the Rain. They have a very like serene tone to them. I also noticed between the three of them, they all have like a much higher like not much, but I feel like they all have a higher register. They definitely I feel like kind of move more into that like mid to high range tone and just kind of really kind of borderline touch that like head voice tone in their normal like singing, which I think is very interesting. And I don't know if I feel like I noticed it a lot in the Golden Child music, like their normal non subunit music. But I felt like within this song, I was like, damn, like they do have like a much higher register, which is cool. Um, But I also noticed that while they all, in my opinion, kind of hit that sort of higher register, I do feel like they all have like a very unique tone. Like I really appreciate Jaehoon's like tone a lot. That was like that was the first one I noticed. I was like, ooh, he's kind of got like this like really kind of like bright tonality to his voice, and I think it kind of has like a unique like flavor to it. And then we got into Donghyun, who was next, I believe. And I was like, he also has a higher register, but also like I think kind of more so on the like lower end, where like in terms of his projection, it feels like larger. It kind of feels a little bit more fuller. So I was like, cool, that's interesting. And then Sungmin kind of has like more, I guess, kind of like a combination of the two, where like he has really good projection, but also kind of again hits that kind of like more softer, warm end tone that Jaehyun has. So I do feel like they are very complementary in and of it, that which I appreciate. But yeah, the song was good. I to me feel like there was maybe potentially a missed opportunity where I was kind of hoping one of them would have popped off vocally towards the end of the song. I feel like there is maybe an opportunity, especially in that final bridge or like final chorus part of the song, where I was like, okay, like they've been doing some really good vocals. I was kind of hoping maybe like for like a little bit extra. Um, so I feel like that didn't really kind of come to play, unfortunately. But besides that, I think it was very good. I like I said, don't have like too crazy of a critique on it, but I do kind of wish that there was like, especially since there was like, you know, three different vocalists. I was like, wow, okay, I'm always hoping for something a little bit extra, but didn't really kind of hear it, which is fine. It is what it is. But overall, really enjoyed it. The MV was also really cute too, like the water guns, like them having a good time at like the beach, assumedly, um, was nice. So, all right. Well, very cool. The next one was released on September 9th of the same year of 2021. It's called Out the Window, and this is Daehyul's solo song. Ooh, okay. Very interesting. All right, let's check it out.
우연히 밖을 보다 스친 풍경에 아련히 그려지는 우리 추억에 가만히 눈을 감아요. 그때의 우린 어디 있을까? 너를 불러본다 이곳에서 흐르는 눈물 속에 너를 담아 창밖의 풍경 속에 우릴 담아
Very nice. All right, this was Dayhill's song "Out the Window." Wow, this was great. Um, I definitely felt like did not know what to expect from Dayhill, but I feel like I've been sleeping on him. Very good voice. I feel like all of them have great voices. If that wasn't clearly evident, but um, I really liked his tone in this song. Like he's got a very captivating, very inviting tone. I think this song does a really great job of that. I love that it's very I don't know, it's very natural, like the way that the song is written. There's something about just like singing and just like very minimal instruments that I really appreciate. Like the guitar work in this was incredible too. Um, but I just felt like this song really highlighted his voice and kind of was built around it. There's a lot of cool moments where he is kind of able to add in like harmonies and just a lot more like melody choice in the song to not just have it's just his voice by itself. Like it feels very filled out, and I like that. But also I think it gives him the creativity to kind of like go out and do more like vocal runs or like ad libs and stuff. And this song kind of has a good mix of that, all of that, which is really really good. Um, but yeah, I just really enjoy this. I think it was just like I was just sat here just enjoying kind of the like the vocal creativity of the song where I was like, damn, like he's really taking the song in this direction, or like, man, he's really doing a really cool like vocal run in the back here. And like I think it would to me it just kind of was like throughout the listening experience, I was just like enjoying all of it. And I think that's kind of a testament to how good his voice is. So um I feel like I haven't given enough respect to Daehyul. So shout outs to him. He's an incredible vocalist, and I'm curious to see more of his solo music. I like I said, I know this was only a unit slash solo song, so I'm curious to see if he's done more. But I enjoy this a lot. So Kala says, "Hi, I'm late. Congrats, Jazz. It's okay, Kala. Appreciate you coming through, but very nice. All right." To round out the 5 songs, the last one was released on September 10th, and this one was called Game. Is the final song of the Game Changer subunit. It includes Tag and G-Bomb. So let's check it out.
눈을 맞춰 my eyes 이미 시작된 sign 그 감각이 그대로 전해져 내게 들어와봐 right now 내 눈앞에 무감각해진 날 깨워 이건 너와 나의 game 현삼이 멈출 수 없어 like no stop game 적응이 필요해 yeah 제일 멋진 pose you look like the boss 이 스테이지 날 더워질 것 같아 이 시간을 난 놓칠 수 없어 baby yeah tell me check it girl mission complete 사겨줘 내게 말해줘 내게 가까워진 채 끝이 없는 게임 너와 나 둘이서 지금 play the game 너의 표정까지 숨겨 poker face 난 너를 보고 너는 날 봐 play the game 멈출 수가 없어 play the game la 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 play the game la 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 멈출 수가 없어 play the game I wanna go to the next level You get ready for the next battle Please give me a fever time show me your move 네가 원하던 느낌 말아 아무 말도 안 해도 돼 이건 너와 나의 게임이야 넌 날 미치게 하는데 재능 있는 것만 같아 근데 이번 판만 깨면 넘격 넘어올 수밖에 없어 하든 뭐든 말고 외지 멋대로 부탁해 내 코드랑 안 맞아 네 이미지는 심각해 네 느낌이 날 더 움직이게 해 Yeah tell me check it girl mission complete 사겨줘 내게 말해줘 내게 가까워진 채 끝이 없는 게임 너와 없어 시간도 대부분 가버렸어 이 시간 지나면 안 가도 돼 Play the game play the game Play the game play the game 멈출 수가 없어 Play the game play the game
Very nice. All right. This was Game. And this is the subunit between Tag and G-Bomb. Very nice. Jazz says this one got the highest of budget. I could definitely tell. That was expertly done. Paige, hello. Thank you for hanging. Hopefully you'll be enjoying the part 2 of Golden Child. This was very fun. I think probably the first thing that stood out to me about this song specifically was I felt like this one was definitely more equal in terms of like 50-50 split music wise. You know what I mean? And that's, again, not to discredit any of the songs that we've heard before, but like there's just something really cool about like the pass off between Tag and G-Bomb that I really appreciated. Like their voices kind of, I don't want to say clash because that sounds like a negative, but their voices kind of have different tonalities that work together in a very interesting way. Like I really feel that Tag, especially again because I've listened to him in the first part 1, he's got a very kind of like nasally bright kind of tone to his voice, and I feel like in not only his rap tone but also like kind of in his singing tone, and I think that kind of prevails throughout this song. But I also feel like G-Bomb has like more of that kind of, again, mid-range low tone that just kind of reflects very differently in the song. So I think like your ear kind of has like, at least from my perspective, have different ways of kind of approaching that. And I think it's great. And I think they do a great job of kind of like mixing it in with each part where I'm like, ooh, okay, I really like Tag in this section. But like G-Bomb comes in and I'm like, I really like his voice. And then like in the chorus, I feel like they kind of mix a little bit more, which is really cool. And I think that their kind of harmonization works out really well. Um, Beyond that, I would say the song was definitely catchy for sure. I feel like all of the songs kind of had like some sort of thing that I really appreciated about them. But yeah, the catchiness of the song was definitely really good. I also liked a lot of the like vocal motifs that they were doing that were matched up instrumentally wise. Like there is like they did like a lot of la la la's, and I think they were matched up really well with like the piano choice or like maybe some of like the different add-ins to the song. And I thought it was very unique to kind of like play with that sort of musical melody in that way. And so I feel like that was definitely something I didn't notice first go around, but second go around I was like, wow, I kind of hear this melody in a different way because I'm listening to the vocals do it, but then also like the piano work is kind of matching in a similar sort of rhythmic pattern. So that was very interesting. I would say out of maybe all of the songs, this one was like the most intriguing from a instrumental perspective. But I definitely enjoyed all of them. They all have like very interesting ways of approaching music, and I was also very curious in terms of like why these specific groups were selected, like in terms of like subunits. It seems like they were different from the subunits that we checked out on the first stream. So I was curious if maybe they were like, oh, I want to like I'll just use the example like why and Jang Jung wanted to do a song together, or if it was like a part of the show and they were like, hey, like we're like why and Jang Jung are gonna be together. You know, we're gonna have Daehyul by himself. Like, just very interesting. I don't know if I would have thought to put these two people or three people together or just have them solo, but it was very interesting to see like how they broke off these individual people. But nonetheless, very good. I think in terms of favorites, I'll obviously talk about a little bit later on, but enjoyed it nonetheless. So very nice. All right. Well, we're back to the solo stuff. It looks like the second member to get an official solo was Y with If I Were the Wind on March 15th of 2023. Y's solo was released a week before Enlistment to reassure Goldenness before his hiatus. Oh, that's rough. So I assume he's gonna be. I would imagine he'd be out pretty soon. I guess I don't know how long their enlistment period is, but I would imagine it's gotta be that. It's gotta be somewhat close, but very interesting. Okay, well, let's keep it moving. The next one is "If I Were the Wind," so check it out.
그대란 사람
I was gonna say he's gotta be.
사랑했던
Thanks, Chaz.
기억은 눈물을 먹고 자라나는 꽃 갈 곳을 몰라 떠다니던 나의 마음은 오늘이 돼서야 이별해 왔죠 두 정거장 그대 사는 그 거리가 왜 그리 멀어진 건지 우린 마치 세상의 끝과 끝에 있는 것 같아 그댄 바람이라서 두 손에 잡을 수 없지만 따뜻했던 기억들로 난 하루를 살아가요 아직 사랑이라서 못다 핀 마음이 남아서 내일로 또 미뤄두어요 나 그대를 잊는 일
Gorgeous.
수백 가지 나를 떠난 이유들을 찾은 채 후회하지만 단 한 가지 그댈 되찾은 이유를 찾지 못해 그댄 바람이라서 두 손에 잡을 수 없지만 따뜻했던 기억들로 난 하루를 살아가요 아직 사랑이라서 못다 핀 마음이 남아서 내일로 또 미뤄두어요 나 그대를 잊는 일 해를 돌아 또다시 봄에 서 있죠 아름답도록 그대가 피었나 아프죠 1년이나 됐는데 죽어라 힘든데 지워지지가 않아 내가 바람이라면 투명해 볼 수가 없다면 그대 곁에 머물러도 아프지 않을 텐데 내가 빗물이라면 그대가 슬퍼할 때마다 그대 볼에 흘러내리면 나도 눈물이 될 텐데
Very nice, very nice. All right, this was Why, and their song "If I Were the Wind." Very nice. Ooh, wow, I got a little goosebumpy. So this was definitely great. Why's voice, I feel as though, man, it just was so gorgeous. Like he's got such a very like he's got a very emotional tone to his voice, and it's hard to kind of relate. And I was like trying to like listen to the music, trying to pay attention to the lyricism. Like I feel like I try to do a kind of a, a complete one circle how the music is, but he's just got a very convincing way of like making you feel emotion in the music, and I think it's very representative of it. The lyrics were very sweet, but also like very, I don't know how to explain it. It was like very sweet, but also at the same time it was like very sad in a way too. Like, um, so I feel like he kind of straddles that line of like be like obviously portraying the sweetness of like some of the lyricism, but like you can tell just kind of like the emotion in his voice that like the song carries, and so I feel like there is a sense of like there's like a little bit of sense of instability there, which I appreciate. Um, I started to feel, once those like strings came in, I was like, damn, I'm starting to feel I'm feeling the pull, of the song. So it was very good. I think his voice, again, I think I said in part one, like his voice continues to kind of just like build in my mind. I feel that he might be one of my bias wreckers in this group, certainly. There's just something about his tone that like I, obviously have a very soft spot for Juchan, but I feel like Y is like one of those ones that's just like right there for me as well. So, I could definitely feel that those kind of vied for my attention, certainly in a vocal standpoint. But it's just so good, and I'd probably say my favorite part of the song was definitely the bridge. The rhythm choice was really cool. Again, I really love those kind of sweeping violin section. It just kind of adds to that, again, emotional fortitude of the song. But I just really, really appreciate his tone. Like, I think like the way he kind of hits that like mid to low range tone with like a good bit of warmth, and then kind of goes into that like beautiful like head falsetto tone in some of those like more serene parts of the song. Just really gorgeous. So extremely well done. I would not be surprised if this makes it as to one of my favorites tonight, just because it was just so damn well put together. It was just so good. So Callus says, damn, I agree. Andy, hello, thank you for hanging. Jazz says, I love his voice so much. Guggy says, this is easily my favorite song tonight. No shocker there. And Andy said that was beautiful. I agree. So very nice. We've like I said, all these songs have been really, they have been really damn interesting. So very nice, very nice. All right. Well, on March 27th of 2023, written and composed and produced by Tech. Wow, that's crazy. It has yet to be officially released, but the song is called Runaway. Okay. Very interesting.
왜들 그리 바쁜지 어디까지가 끝인 건지 나를 밀어내지 마 더는 밀어내지 마 한없이 뒤쳐져가네 꿈이라도 괜찮으니까 yeah, yeah. 오늘 밤이 안 가길 바래 또 어느 순간이 낯설 거야 부디 울지 말고 자리 겨내줘 이 순간이 지나고 나면 서로에게 잊혀질 거야 아프지 말고 꼭 행복해줘 돌이킬 수 있다면 정말 행복할 텐데 넌 꿈을 안고 run away 뒤돌지 말고 go away 그 속에 누릴 추억도 기쁨도 다시 못 볼 행복까지도 다 품에 안고 go away 아쉬움이 너무 후회하겠지만 내 꿈을 함께 해줘서 참 행복했어 넌 run away run away run away yeah. run away run away run away yeah. run away run away run away yeah. 이 시간이 지나도 영원히 사랑받길 바래 한 것도 이룬 게 없어도 영원하길 바래 당분간 아프고 가슴이 시리겠지만 이 시간이 지나도 난 너란 꿈을 꿀 거야 지금의 날 살게 해줘서 고마워 너랑 같이 뭐든 할 수 있는 젊음이 부러워 언제까지 같이 있을지는 모르겠지만 시간이 지나칠 때까진 끝까지 있을게 시간을 멈춰 사라질 수 있다면 정말 행복할 텐데 넌 꿈을 안고 run away 뒤돌지 말고 go away 그 속에 누릴 추억도 기쁨도 다시 못 볼 행복까지도 다 품에 안고 go away 아쉬움이 너무 후회하겠지만 내 꿈을 함께 해줘서 참 행복했어 넌 run away run away run away yeah. run away run away run away yeah. run away run away run away yeah. 돌아보지 마넌 나를 밀어내고 run away 미련 없이 가라 everywhere Where does the time go 어디든 그 끝에 내가 서 있을게 I'll be there I'll be there yeah, yeah. 그 끝에 내가 서 있을게 넌 꿈을 안고 run away 뒤돌지 말고 go away 그 속에 누릴 추억도 기쁨도 다시 못 볼 행복까지도 다 품에 안고 go away 아쉬움이 너무 후회하겠지만 나랑 함께 해줘서 참 행복했어 Run away run away run away yeah. Run away run away run away yeah. Run away run away run away yeah.
All right. Very cool. This was done by Tag, and the song is called Runaway. Very nice. This was interesting. I think my first thought was like, I think it's very interesting. I wouldn't, if I was to close my eyes, I don't know if I would have thought it was him. And I feel like, as I've mentioned before with like Tag as a vocalist, like I feel like he has a very distinct like tone to his voice. And while I do feel like there definitely are attributes, obviously, that are reflective of his voice, this feels very different. So I like, if I was to close my eyes and hit shuffle on like Spotify, like I don't know if I would have placed this song to be him, which is really very interesting. But this is kind of like a very all-encompassing song. Like he does the vocals, he does the rap, obviously produced the song as well. But it was very interesting. I'd be very curious to check out more of his produced songs, or like, what he's done, just because I think this one feels so different and like maybe a little bit of a like 180 from what I imagined him to do, which is always fun to hear. But I don't know. This one wasn't like bad by any means, but definitely wasn't one where I was like, ooh, I enjoy this. Maybe it's just like, I think it might have something to do with like kind of the instrumentation. It just kind of feels very like, it kind of feels just one note in some places, where I'm like, man, it would be really cool to hear something different, or like a different rhythm change or something like that. It just kind of feels like it keeps the same sort of BPM and like same sort of like tone, which, I think sometimes can work if you're doing more of like a ballady type song. But I feel like with this one isn't really kind of hitting that mark for me personally. But if you love this song and this is your favorite, B-side / subunit song or solo song from Tag, then hey, all the power to you. No hate here. So Jazz says this is definitely a very Tag song, but not my favorite of the ones he's produced. That I could see that. Like I said, not a bad song. It definitely feels like there could be some things that I like personally, for my personal ear, I'm like, wow, I feel like maybe this could be changed or something like that. But I don't know how long ago this was. It looks like it was 2 years ago. So, or I did know how long ago it was. I don't know if his production is kind of, I'd imagine his production has grown over that time frame. So be very curious to listen to something more current. But either way, no diss to Tag whatsoever. But we're going to keep it moving. The next one is released on February 18th of 2024. This one is called Still Thinking About You. This is Juchan's second remake, and it's for the 1996 song Still Thinking About You by the soloist Lee Jung Bong. So, very interesting. It's interesting he has chosen 2 remakes. That's more interesting to me than anything else. But all right, let's check it out.
어떤가요? 내 곁을 떠난 이유로 그대 아름다운 모습 그대로 있나요? 아직까지 당신을 잊는다는 게 기억 저편으로 보낸다는 게 너무 힘이 드는데 하루 종일 비 내리는 좁은 골목길에 우리 아끼던 음악이 흐르면 잠시라도 행복하죠. 그럴 때면 너무 행복한 눈물이 흐르죠. 가끔씩은 당신도 힘이 드나요? 사람들에게서 나의 소식도 듣나요? 당신 곁을 지키고 있는 사람이 그댈 아프게 하지는 않나요? 그럴 리 없겠지만 이젠 모두 끝인가요? 정말 그런가요? 우리 약속했던 많은 날들은 나를 사랑했었나요? 아닌가요? 이젠 당신에겐 상관없겠죠.
What the fuck? Came out of nowhere.
알고 있어요. 어쩔 수 없었다는 걸 나만큼이나 당신도 아파했다는 걸
Oh, what?
이젠 모두 끝인가요? 정말 그런가요? 우리 약속했던 많은 날들은 나를 사랑했었나요? 아닌가요? 이젠 당신에겐 상관없겠죠. 듣고 있나요? 우습게 들릴 테지만 난 변함없이 아직도 그대
Wow. What a song. All right. This was Juchan, and the song is Still Thinking About You. Very nice. Again, to preface this one, I also have not heard the original version of this song, so I will have to again do my homework on this one too. But this one was by a country mile better than the first one, and that's no offense to Juchan. I think the first one was great, but like this song, if he was to sell any song to me, I feel like it's this one. Like there was so, and I think it obviously speaks to the original song. Certainly, the original song is incredible, I'm sure. But his voice just is so fucking captivating in this song. Like he kind of just tears through like this emotion in this song. Like there's just something about it that just like just drives like this emotion throughout the song. And like as it kind of progresses, it almost feels like it almost feels like you have a snowball at the top of the mountain, and then like towards like that like second chorus slash bridge of the song, it's like you push the snowball down the mountain, and it just becomes this giant fucking like like snowball rolling down the mountain. And like that's how I felt. Like this just song itself just feels like the build, it just continues to build and build and build. And like, you know, there's just such a well of emotion that like, I feel like Juchan just kind of derived from in this track. And so I felt very like just like invested in it. And then by the end of it, I was just like, damn, I'm gonna be like Juchan right here, fucking crying on a stairwell or something, you know, like so I think to me it's like the digging deep of emotion in the song, I feel like was really impressive to me. Like, and I think that obviously exemplifies his skill, but I think like there's there's this like beautiful line between like skill of being a vocalist and being able to connect. And I feel like this one kind of rides the line between both of those things, where like you can tell he's a very skilled vocalist, but the way that he kind of connects in this song, I think is also very impressive. So I think he does kind of a great job of really driving that line home. And so I really, really appreciate that a lot. In terms of like the more ballad-esque songs that we've heard tonight, I think this one definitely is so far taking the cake, for me personally. But wow, what a crazy song. I am curious how, especially for the two songs that he's done, I am curious how faithful he is to like the original song, or if he like, I feel like my appreciation for the song would maybe grow a little bit more if he like took it and like pushed it further. You know what I mean? Like the original song itself might be like good, but like if he was able to just kind of like captivate the audience just that much more, that'd be crazy. So I'll have to check out both. I'll come back and give my commentary on it. But I thought these were, like I said, both songs are great, but I feel like this one was just like so expertly done. So I feel like I had to talk about it a little bit longer, but really enjoyed it. I feel like I don't expect much less from Juchan, but he continues to surprise me. So very nice. Very nice. All right. Well, we're keeping it moving. We have gotten into the current year. Jazz says, I haven't heard the originals, to be honest. Okay. I feel like maybe we all have to go do our homework and check out the originals. So if you feel like it. But very nice. We are moving on to the next one, which is Star. This one was released on May 14th of 2025. This is Donghyun's first solo venture, and is from his special single, The Rise. Ooh. All right. Let's get it out. Already.
하진 않았죠. 그 어떤 잔인 물도 넘어 일어서리라. Yeah.
What?
잠시 녁겁의 시간을 닦아서 시리 같은 어둠이 우리 샤를 막아도 떨어지지 말고 끝없이 자리 지켜 Take me to the sky eternally 끝이 없는 방황에 사로잡혀 널 놓지 않아도 돼 Oh anyone will love me forever 벚꽃의 시간 속에서 영원히 밝게 빛나는 별이 될 거야 커다란 별이 될 거야
Very nice. This was Donghyun and their song Star. Very nice. If you're joining us for part 2 of Golcha, appreciate you. This was sick. Definitely up my alley of music. It's kind of got like a little bit of a pop rock, a little bit of pop punk feel to it. I like that. Donghyun, man, his voice was so good. Like his hooks on this song were really fun. Like I definitely like the chorus a lot. And I think his voice kind of shines super well in this song. Obviously because it's a solo song, but it just to me seemed like very very inviting. Like all of his vocals so far I've really enjoyed, but I felt like this with this one I was just like, man, like I could listen to this again and be like, damn, this was such a good song. Like very well written. The backing band that he chose for this song, really great. I feel like they gave like that extra bit of spark in this track, just like gave it this kind of like bright, fun vibe to it, and I appreciate that. I also like that this song doesn't like typically. I feel like you just got the main sort of like vocal line, but I felt like this one kind of had a good mix of like some ensemble vocals. Like it kind of felt a little bit more filled out, and I like that. You know, the song already has like a decent bit going on with the instrumentation, but I love the fact that they were kind of able to, you know, again, push his voice a little bit more in this song. So I appreciate that a ton. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a really good song. I will say the like main, like that really kind of cool, like picked guitar part at the beginning, like that intro, and like it's kind of sprinkled in throughout the song. I was like sitting here trying to think of something because it like reminded me of like, it kind of reminded me of like an older song. And I'm like, what? Why can't I remember this? And I'm like, this guitar, like the guitar like riff reminds me of something. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I know exactly what it is. It reminds me of like the beginning part of She's So High, classic 90s song. And I was like, wow, like the tonality is very similar. Like the like tone, like guitar tones that they use is kind of in that same sort of ballpark. And I was just like, okay, now I know why. Like I remember why I remember that guitar part, because I'm like, it kind of gives me a little bit of reference from that old song. So, really cool. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that's definitely like a little bit of correlation in my end mentally. But really enjoyed it. This was a very fun song. Not what I feel like I would expect from Donghyun, but I'm often surprised by a lot of solo material. Like it's definitely different from obviously main group music or subunit songs. So very fun. Great track. Definitely a vibe for sure. All right. Well, we're keeping it moving here with, I believe, the final solo song so far. As of taping on 10/20 of 2025, I imagine there will be more. But this one is called My Youth, and it was released on July 16th of this year. The most recent solo from the member is Sungmin, and Sungmin enlisted about 2 weeks after that. So he's been in it for a little bit now. So best of luck, Sungmin. But very cool. Let's check out My Youth. I'm curious what this is gonna sound like.
참 따뜻한 햇살 아래 밝게 웃던 널 기억해 마냥 think about it day every day like a movie scene that never fades away 시간이 흘러가도 우린 서로에게 머물러 있어 You and me all day every day 서툰 날에도 같은 맘에 있어 나의 계절이 돼줘 Like me better and better day and night Beautiful living my youth 조명 아래 빛나던 bright eyes 지워지지 않는 그 밤 그때의 난 아직도 살아 웃으며 하루 끝에 나만의 Our name is writing in the way I feel 같은 파도 위에 우리가 찰랑이던 모습은 좋아 in every way You and me all day every day 서툰 날에도 같은 곳에 있어 나의 계절이 돼줘 Like me better and better day and night Beautiful 난 어김없이 걸을게 너의 그 곁에 외로워하지 않아도 돼 Stay here 늘 갔던 그대로 숨이 벅차올라도 I never lose my way 나의 계절이 돼줘 Like me better and better day and night Beautiful 늘 따라갈게 너에게 닿게 내 모든 순간 이유는 너야 day and night Beautiful living my youth
All right, very cool. This was Sungmin and their song My Youth. Very nice. This one was very clean. I think like the production style obviously reflects in a more modern stylization, and that's not to say that the other songs aren't in that way either. Um, but I really enjoyed it. I think this one was like one of those ones that's a little bit more softer. I kind of like that this song again doesn't have too much going on in terms of the instrumentation. You really get to kind of savor um the way that Sungmin's vocals kind of mix throughout the song. Like he's got a really good like again falsetto, higher register. I feel like this song definitely shows that off a little bit more. But like I kind of like that like higher characteristic to his voice. I think it really shines in a song like this, especially kind of later on. I feel like he kind of branches out a little bit more. Um, Again, the ensemble vocals are really good about this one as well too. Like very bright, very very shimmery. Like his tone has a very kind of shimmery sort of quality to it. And I really like that. But yeah, I don't think this is like writing, this isn't like me breaking my brain at all on this song, but I do feel like it is incredibly well written. And I think it is definitely well arranged. Like, there are definitely some moments where I feel like his voice kind of pops a little bit more. And as well as that, I feel like the instrumentation also just kind of acts as more of a grounding piece to the song where you're able to kind of savor a little bit more of that instrumentation, but not really taking away from like obviously the main focal point of this track, which is his voice. So I do feel like there's a really good combo of that in these solo songs, and they did a really great job. I think I don't know if they've used the same producer for all of these songs, but I do feel like there is kind of like this overall like quality that I appreciate about all of them equally, where I'm like, damn, like the production value is really well put together, and I feel like the producers that they have chosen to do these songs with really kind of understand that process. So really cool. Enjoy this a lot. This was a really good solo song. So very nice. All right. Well, we're keeping it moving. We've got some B-sides, which is really cool. Jazz says, I included some fan favorites as well as some of my personal favorites. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Well, we'll get into the first one. This one is called C. This is a B-side from their debut album, hence the baseball jerseys. Oh, okay. Let's check it out.
푸른 바다 파란 하늘 꼭 닮은 너의 미소 어디라도 baby let's fly 물결치듯 일렁이는 설렘을 가득 안고 너에게 더 물들어가 눈부신 태양과 시원한 바람 모든 게 널 향해 빛나고 타오른 석양빛 너와 나 단둘이 영원히 멈춰서고 싶어 사랑에 빠진 너와 나 별이 빛나는 이 순간 끝나지 않을 winter time 이 예쁜 눈에 날 따라줘 사랑에 빠진 너와 나 별이 빛나는 이 순간 끝나지 않을 winter time Yeah How I long for you Let's go talk to her 내 맘을 꽉 채운 바다처럼 너는 들어왔다 내가 길 반복해 girl 어쩜 이렇게 곱니 한결같이 넌 너였구나 이 화려한 햇살 찰랑이는 파도와 저 화로와 넌 아름다워 그대로 멈췄으면 해 널 내 눈에 담게 눈부신 태양과 시원한 바람 입가에 미소가 번지고 잔잔한 노을빛 너와 나 단둘이 영원히 멈춰서고 싶어 사랑에 빠진 너와 나 별이 빛나는 이 순간 끝나지 않을 winter time 이 예쁜 눈으로 날 따라줘 사랑에 빠진 너와 나 별이 빛나는 이 순간 끝나지 않을 winter time 끝나지 않을 너와 나 이대로 둘이서 저 태양이 떠올라도 속삭여줘 내게 사랑한다는 말로 내 모든 걸 내게 줄게 이 순간이 끝이라 해도 눈부신 하얀 모래 위에 적어본 우리의 이름 저 부러운 낮은 바람 넘어 너에게 달려가고 싶어 사랑에 빠진 너와 나 별이 빛나는 이 순간 끝나지 않을 winter time 보일지 몰라도 내 품에 안겨 영원히
All right, very cool. This was Golden Child and their song C. Very nice. This was very fun. I feel like I feel like I didn't make a comment on this the first time that I listened, or the first part of Golden Child, but I know Jazz pointed out that their light stick is a bowling pin, and for some reason I was just like, it didn't really click with me until later on in the video, but I was just like, why are they holding up like light, like colored, like bowling pins? It didn't like click with me, and I was just like, oh wait, like that's their light stick. I just think, to me, it's just so funny that, like, just imagine being like, this is my new light stick, a fucking bowling pin. You know what I mean? Like, it it's very funny. I'm curious what the goldenness feel about that, because like I'm always curious about the light stick thing. Obviously, my partner has a couple light sticks, um, but I the like something like that I feel like is so niche, right? Like I'm sure people get a ton of questions about them if you're a gold chub, but wow, I just thought that was very interesting. So I didn't it didn't track, and now it does. So, but overall I thought this was very good, very catchy. Um, I really enjoyed I feel like at the beginning, if I've got it correct, I'm pretty sure Bowman was at the beginning of the song. Or not Bowman, G Bomb, excuse me. He was great. He let the song off very well. I kind of was like a little bit like taken aback. I've been trying to like put names with faces, but but he was great at the beginning of the song. I also really feel that I may have misspoken, and I really appreciate Y's voice. I feel like his voice kind of stood out more to me in a live perspective, much more than I anticipated. But his voice is really, really good throughout. In terms of rapping tone, I feel like it's kind of a dead. I feel like it's kind of like a dead tie for me. Like I don't know if I have at first I feel like there was some songs where I'm like, "Ooh, yeah, this is a Jang Jong song," and then like some songs I'm like, "Ooh, this is definitely a tag song." And this one I was like, I enjoyed both. And maybe that's kind of where I'll land for a lot of like the Golcha songs, but I really enjoyed this one a lot. Very fun, very bright. I love like the instrumentation of this song. Again, I think they do a really great job of those kind of bright major ketone songs. I feel like this one is definitely amongst that for sure. But yeah, overall, I thought this was really good. I also, again, got to give a shout outs to Daehyul. Ever since we got into his solo song, I've been trying to just keep my ears keen for his voice. But he also sounded incredible in the song too. So very nice. Like this was definitely a great B side. I would imagine this might be a fan favorite, and for good reason. This one was very fun. So, Jazz says, Jazz said, "LOL, it's unique. You gotta appreciate the creativity." Like I said, it isn't a diss to the light stick. I think it is very interesting. I'm just thinking like from the perspective of like if you don't know anything about the group and like someone comes into your home or you go to a show and you bring that, like you bring like a bowling pin, right? Like I almost inherently think you would be getting a lot of questions as to like what is this group, or whatever it is. So I I just thought it was a very interesting, at the very least, a conversation starter. So very interesting. I think I think that just kind of digs deeper into my brain where I'd be curious, like maybe it might be a rabbit hole idea, but just like the reasons as to why certain groups choose things as their like thing that should be a light stick, right? Like that's just what goes into my mind of like why did they choose a bowling pin, right? Like it's just very interesting to me. So unique stuff all around. But we're gonna keep it moving. The next B side we'll be listening to is "I See You," not where you go to the intensive care unit, is from the Wish mini album. Performed it on a music show along with Genie. Very nice, very nice. All right, let's check out "I See You" then. I see. Not that "I See You." Though they do have masks, so they might go to the ICU. I don't know.
솔직히 말 못했었던 그런 비밀 하나 있어 모르는 척 네 곁에서 계속 널 지켰어 사랑에 아파하는 널 지켜보면서 이젠 더 이상은 못 참겠어 속에서 어둠에서도 넌 빛이 나 눈 감아도 아른거려 너 왜 잡힐 듯 하다가 멀어져 너
지저분했던 기억들은 버려 새로운 마음가짐으로 이제 모두 털어 그 전에 희망상이 알고만 있어 자꾸 울지 말고 내면에 손 잡아줘 my love
나는 널 보면 아픈데 그 사람 얘긴 이젠 그만해줘 한번 내게 기회를 줘 내 품 안에 널 기대줘
이제 말할게 네 두 눈에
너만 보인다 너만 보인다 너만 보인다
너만 보인다 너만 보인다
이젠 그만 여기 내 손 잡아줘 항상 내가 있을게 환하게 웃는 그 미소 다신 잃어버리지 않도록 내가 널 지킬게 네가 웃는다 미소 짓는다 네가 웃는다 나를 보면서 네가 웃는다 활짝 웃는다
네가 웃는다
이제 웃는다 너만 보인다 내 두 눈에 너만 보인다 내 눈동자엔 너만 보인다 내 모든 곳엔 너만 보인다 너만 보인다
All right, very cool. This was Golden Child and their song "I See You." Very nice. Uh, Gogi says "ICU time." It's just so thrilling. It might put you in the ICU. Oh God. Jazz says Golcha ICU. Also Golcha can't see shit because of the blindfold. And Sarah says the dichotomy of man. I fully agree with that one. This was very fun. I kind of like that kind of upbeat, fun, like EDM-ish sort of song. Like definitely a lot more electronic elements. I think what captivated me the most about the song, not only I think the song itself was really good, but I couldn't help but just be encompassed by the by like their movement. Like there's something about the choreography in this song where I was like, damn, like the choreography is so fluid. Like the way that they kind of like move to the next section, there was just something very like there was something like very mind melding about their choreography where I was just like enjoying the song and I'm like, man, I gotta critique this song, but I'm also like, wow, the choreography on this was just so fluid where I'm just like, wow, the choreography was really good in this song, and it kind of kind of makes you forget about the rest of the song. So I really appreciate the choreography. Whoever kind of put that together did a really great job of that. I also really appreciated kind of uh I kind of appreciated more of that like nicer falsetto higher tones, which I feel like I would have to give a lot of credit to some of the members that have more of a higher register in terms of their vocals. So it definitely could hear a lot more of like a Sungmin, Donghyun, and Jaehyun the most in this song, just because I feel like their registers definitely kind of their registers are definitely in that section of the song, and they felt like more captivating to me on the vocal scale. So I definitely love that a lot. But yeah, I think the song is really well written. I will say I would give a lot of credit to this song being really good, just again because the choreography I feel like was also equally as impressive, if not more so. And I was just like, damn, this song's really good, but I do feel like the choreography in the song, especially, just makes it more elevated in my opinion. So enjoyed the song a lot, very good. I can understand this being a good B-side to check out. So very nice, very nice. All right, we're keeping it moving. Also from the Wish mini album, we are checking "Would You Be My." So let's give that one a listen as well. That like like rolling synth. So nice.
너 웃는 것도 예쁘고 말투도 너무 귀여워
목소리도 포근하고 착하기까지 하니 완벽해 천사라는 단어 자주 듣는다면 나 빼곤 다 믿지만 Baby 오늘부터 1일이었으면 더 이상 망설일 수 없는 걸 세상에서 제일 예뻐요 지금처럼만 웃어줄래요 건조했던 내 하루에 그대가 없다면 미쳐버릴지도 몰라 Would you be my girlfriend Would you be my Would you be my girlfriend 내 눈에도 일이 아름다운데 딴 놈들에게 보여지는 건 오죽하겠어 혼자 두기엔 불안해서 어디든지 I'll be there 달콤한 말들로 유혹해 온다면 나 빼곤 다 거짓말 365일 항상 한결같은 든든한 남자친구였으면 세상에서 제일 예뻐요 지금처럼만 웃어줄래요 건조했던 내 하루에 그대가 없다면 미쳐버릴지도 몰라 Would you be my girlfriend Would you be my Would you be my girlfriend 바보 된 것 같아 머릿속 너란 물음표가 또 널 알고 싶어 날 알아줘 I want it so natural
딴 생각 딱히 안나 너를 볼 때마다 왜 이리 귀엽나 It's so good 내 심장 내 가슴이 너로 인해서 터져버릴 것만 같아 Love you Would you be my girlfriend 세상에서 제일 예뻐요 지금처럼만 웃어줄래요
건조했던 내 하루에 그대가 없다면 미쳐버릴지도 몰라 Would you be my Tell it to my heart Would you be my Would you be my girlfriend
All right, very cool. That was "Would You Be My" from Golden Child from their Wish album. Very nice. Very smooth, very R&B adjacent. Maybe it might be in that sort of R&B. I feel like I could say that with a surety. I do feel like it's in that R&B lane, certainly. The vocals on that were really good. I was kind of waiting to see when like they would all come together like in a more ensemble vocals. I do feel like that. I feel like that kind of captivated me a little bit more as the song progressed. I was like, ooh, I love that ensemble vocals. And then they switched to like one member. I think Bowman did like the first part and then it switched to Y. Like that was really cool. And then the latter half of the song, I think it was Y and then Juchan after. So I thought that was really cool. I like the ending. That final chorus was chef's kiss, so good. One member I was a little surprised with in terms of getting like lines in this song, but like I felt like the lines in this song he like absolutely crushed. I loved Daehyul in this song. I feel like his voice was just so good. And I feel like he only gets like one line other than maybe like that final section of the song. And I'm just like, damn, he's got really good vocals. I was kind of hoping for more, but that's obviously not the case. Y sounds incredible in this song as well too. Like he's got a great voice, especially like that little end vocal run was really great. But yeah, overall, I thought this was very good. There was definitely some members where I was like, "Ooh, this was really good." Like G-Bomb was good. Bowman, like I think had like maybe like a handful of lines, also very good. But like, it's a little bit sad that Daehyul didn't get as much lines because I'm just like, throughout the song, and it's cool obviously getting to visualize it as well, but like I was like, damn, he's got some really good vocals, like hoping that he kind of gets more. So it is surprising, but I thought his voice was really good. Also, Jaehyun, I also really enjoyed in the song too. Obviously, I could give love to my favorites, but I feel like every time that I listen to something new, I always want to try to give love to artists, like are members of the group that I'm like, ooh, like these really stood out to me. So I feel like I always got to try to be transparent with who the people I was like, damn, like this was really impressive. But yeah, Daehyul, wish he had more vocals because he was my favorite out of the tribe here on this song, certainly. So hopefully more in the future. But Jazz says the curse of being in the dance line and getting no lines, even though he's also in the vocal line. Oof, he's so good. Like again, I'm genuinely surprised. I feel like it has me sat back in my chair, thinking like, damn, he could be crushing it right now. But either way, fingers crossed for more lines in the future. But we're gonna keep it moving. The next one we've got is Compass. This is from the Reboot album, a pretty popular B-side amongst Goldenness. Also, one of the songs they promoted on the music show during the Wannabe era. Ooh, okay. Let's check out Compass then.
울고 있어 넌 어딜 보는 건데 길을 잃어 헤매 너 혼자 왜 불안해하니 지금 이 길 끝에 가리워진 빛을 따라서 미쳐 어둠 속에 놓쳐버린 너를 찾아가 한 걸음씩 가다 보면 만나게 될 거야 세상 어딘가 헤매있나 해도 Don't stop 끝이 없이 펼쳐지는 저 수평선 너머 다져버린 네 마음에 환한 빛이 되어 어둠을 몰아낼 거니까 겁내지 마 또 넘어져도 괜찮아 힘이 들 땐 좀 쉬어가도 괜찮아 언제나 바라던 순간 손안해지게 될 거야 이 길의 끝을 알 수 없지만 솔직해져도 돼 아직 출발선에 서 있었는 건 아닌걸 흔들리는 맘에 두려움에 떨리지 않게 원 안에 발처럼 늘 가리켜줄게 Always 한 걸음씩 가다 보면 만나게 될 거야 세상 어딘가 헤매있나 해도 Don't stop 끝이 없이 펼쳐지는 저 수평선 넘어 둘만의 장소로 갈래 겁내지 마 또 넘어져도 괜찮아 힘이 들 땐 좀 쉬어가도 괜찮아 언제나 바라던 순간 손안해지게 될 거야 이 길의 끝을 알 수 없지만 시간이 흘러가도 언제나 널 가리켜 걱정하지 마 나를 믿으면 돼 찾을 거야 멈출 수는 없어
Okay, 걱정하지 말고 날 따라와 좀 흘러먹었겠지만 네가 가는 길의 끝은 이제 날 수 있게 될 거야
끝의 결과는 몰라도 우리 함께하는 장면만 틀림없으니 만들어가 Make it right Love you 겁내지 마 또 넘어져도 괜찮아 힘이 들 땐 좀 쉬어가도 괜찮아 언제나 바라던 순간 손안해지게 될 거야 이 길의 끝을 알 수 없지만 그 어떤 길이라도 두려워하지 말고 내가 앞에 있을게 늘 네 곁에
All right, very cool. This was Golden Child and their song Compass. Very nice. Let's see. Jazz says, I swear they used to promote this for like 3 months straight back then. Oh wow. Okay. I must have done well. No Santa says good Monday, everyone. Hello, No Santa. Thank you for hanging. Appreciate you. I enjoyed this. This is a very well written song. I can understand why this is a pretty popular B side. Like I think the arrangement was really good. I think this kind of rides that line between like a little bit chill and as well as that really highlighting their vocal like abilities. You know, I think it kind of has those moments where I'm like, ooh, the vocals kind of have like this like vibey sort of chill elementation to it. But then you obviously have kind of more of those like powerhouse vocalists. Like I definitely heard some moments from like Y, as well as Juchan vocally that I'm like, oh wow, okay, so there is like a little bit of vocal pressing in the song, but I will say, I think to me this one kind of has more of that push to the song, so I definitely appreciate that a lot. I also really enjoy I think it was Jaehyun in the song, and I thought his vocals were really good too. I think in the rapping portion, I don't know, like Tag was good. I enjoyed it, but I feel like I might have appreciated Jang Jung a little bit more in this song. I just feel like his rapping tone just kind of was just like it cut through the song a little bit better, in my opinion. That's not to say Tag wasn't good, but definitely felt like I definitely felt like his rap section was like more enjoyable. But yeah, overall I thought it was a very solid song. I like I said, it was really well written. The choreography was also really like smooth and like, I felt like watching this video, I was like, oh wow, like it just their movement was really really good. I just felt like it was very serene in some ways. So very nice song. Again, can't understand why it's a popular B side. So, Sarah says best our Monday's Eve ever. It's the Monday scaries, but all right. Well, we'll keep it moving. The next one is Cool Cool, which is another B side from the Reboot album. Was also promoted during the Wannabe era. That must have been maybe Jazz can let me know. I would guess, was this their most popular album? I wonder. Just based off of considering there's two popular B sides from the same release. I'm curious if this one was the one that did maybe the best then. So, and Mondays are my Saturdays. So yes, let's go. Shout outs. But all right, well, let's get into Cool Cool next. So
야야야야 쿨하게 해서 매일 똑같은 SNS 봐도 똑같아 벗어나고 싶어 뭔가 더 필요해 틈만 나면 셀피 yeah 멍한 표정 뒷된 덤 조용한 플레이리스트 속에서 방황을 해 Save me yeah 답답해 못 참겠어 정답은 알고 있어 남들과는 좀 더 다르게 어제의 나와는 다르게 복되는 오늘을 던져버렸다 하고 싶은 건 다른 맘대로 want it 안 될 게 뭐 있어 그렇게 너무 좀 더 달라지고 싶어 쿨하게 있어 cool 새로워지고 싶어 쿨하게 있어 cool 쿨하게 있어 cool Maybe 내 세상은 너무나도 뻔해 자극적이고 색다른 걸 원해 몰래 나오게 쿨하길 바래 생전 솔직하게 거울 속 나 바라본 적도 없어 과열된 도시 속 쿨하게 나 set me free 끼는 거 없이 답은 나만 가득해 yeah. Save me yeah 답답해 못 참겠어 Save me yeah 정답은 알고 있어 남들과는 좀 더 다르게 어제의 나와는 다르게 복되는 오늘을 던져버렸다 하고 싶은 건 다른 맘대로 want cool cool 쿨하게 매일 I feel good.
All right. Very nice. This was Golden Child and their song Cool Cool. Very nice. Jazz says this one and Game Changer album did pretty well sales wise. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Santa says, is this watch streak new? I've never seen it before. And Sarah says, I saw it before for the first time Wednesday, I think. Yeah. I'll have to take a look into it. I've never seen it as well, obviously, because I'm doing the streaming here. But this was great. I think this one, out of the two reboot B-sides, I think I enjoyed this one a little bit more. I thought this was sick. Definitely like very, very, just very in your face in a good way. There were so many good vocals throughout this song where I was like, damn, I was like, these vocals are really sick. And then obviously swapped over to like a different member, and I was like, oh wow, this vocal is really cool as well. So I feel like they did a great job of like mixing everybody together. I really liked I feel like probably the biggest member that stood out to me in this song specifically, I would absolutely say was Jang Jun. I feel like he absolutely commanded this song. There was a lot of great rap sections his voice was a part of, but also I just feel like they really kind of focused a lot of attention on like the way that he kind of fits into these songs. Like that pre-chorus build was really good. Like I think there was definitely moments in the song where I feel like they purposefully went to him to like kind of break the song up, and I think he crushed it in my opinion. So I feel like his vocals definitely stood out to me a ton. I also really enjoyed G-Bum's vocals in this one. I feel like I wasn't able to really notice it as much in previous songs, but I felt like in this one I was like, damn, like he sounded really, really good in this one. So definitely liked his voice as well. Also, why doing that like pop-up vocal towards the end of the song was incredible. He sounded great. But yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. This was definitely one of those ones where I was a little bit more, I don't want to say surprised about, but definitely more members I feel like that I like in the group, I feel like had more of an opportunity to shine. So that was really cool. But yeah, overall, I felt like this one was very catchy, very inviting. It's got a good hook to it. I think the chorus was really, really fun. But yeah, this one in terms of B-sides, I think so far has been my favorite. It just had like a lot of good life to it. So very nice. Sarah says Twitch just be wildin'. That's true. That's true. That's true. Twitch be wildin' all the time. Connie says Y's voice on this song is so good. I also agree. Thought he was fantastic. So yeah, so far I would say in terms of B-side, we've got some more certainly, but I felt like this one definitely was one of the more standout ones in my opinion. So we're going to keep it moving. The next one is Fanfare. This is from the Game Changers album. I promoted B-side during the Rom Pom Pom era. Very nice. Okay. Let's check out Fanfare then.
어쩌다 마주친 너의 실루엣에 정신이 혼미해 뭔가에 홀린 듯이 너에게 다가가 무심하게 What's your name 그 순간 너도 날 봐 눈빛이 마주친 그때 왠지 like a déjà vu 운명이 있다면 그건 우릴 두고 하는 말 모든 게 잠깐 멈춘 것 같아 Just got you on my mind 나를 가득 채운 너란 obsession 멈출 수 없어 나만을 향한 passion Ooh la 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 Ooh la 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 솔직히 말해줘 tell me your heart 너를 문드려줄게 Red out champagne 숨길 수가 없잖아 Your eyes, your lips 뜨겁게 타오르는 너와 나 Till the break of dawn 그대의 눈 동작 come back to the break of dawn, dawn, dawn. 뽀뽀로뽀로봄 그대와 함께라면 내 어디든 아름답고 뜨겁게 한여름 밤에 밤새워봐 너와 함께 눈 맞춰 태양보다
나는
뜨겁게
뭔가에 빠진 듯해 내 생각이지만 넌 안 듯해 You're going to be positive by me Don't worry about this Everything gonna be fine
나를 가득 채운 너란 obsession 멈출 수 없어 너만을 향한 passion Ooh la la la, ooh la 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 솔직히 말해줘 tell me your heart 너를 물들여줄게 Red up, champagne 숨길 수가 없잖아 Your eyes, your lips 뜨겁게 타오르는 너와 나 Till the break of dawn 그대의 눈동자에 come back 끌려 뭔가 느낌적인 느낌으로
당겨 너를 내게 좀 더 가까이
오늘 이 밤의 끝까지 yeah.
That was Juchan and Y. Oh, so good.
너를 물들여줄게 Red up, champagne 숨길 수가 없잖아 Your eyes, your lips 뜨겁게 타오르는 너와 나 Till the break of dawn 그대의 눈동자에 come back
Damn, this was fire. All right, this was Golden Child and their song Fanfare. Very nice. This might be a little controversial. I think this might be one of the best Golden Child songs that they've written, in my opinion. I feel like this one is so captivating in however you look at it. I think instrumentation wise, very fun. I love a kind of like funky pop song, and I feel like K-pop just always has has that on another level in my opinion. But I love kind of like the bright brassy tones of like the horns in this song. I think the like main like instrumentation is also very good, very fun. It kind of has like a slight retro feel to it, but not I wouldn't say like 100%, but there's definitely some like there's definitely some stylistic choices that I'm like, okay, this kind of has a little bit of a retro feel, excuse me, to it. The vocals in the song are captivating. I think that chorus is super catchy, first and foremost, but I just feel like the melody choice and the hook on the song is just really inviting. And I was just kind of like trying not to hum along to the like the melody in the chorus, but it just really just kind of stood out so well. Some members I really like. Obviously, I gotta give a shout out. I'm pretty sure Daehyul is all the way to the far right in this section here, with the blonde hair. But man, he's got such a good voice. Like I like I said before, I feel like I feel like I'm always upset that he could get more lines. And this one I felt like he definitely had more of, but his voice was so good. I feel like if they kind of threw him towards the section with like Y and Juchan, where they did like the double harmony and that before the dance break, oh man, I feel like that would have been chef's kiss. I feel like that's the only way that song could have gotten better, in my opinion. But yeah, I feel like his voice is so underrated in this group, so I wanted to give him a salute. But man, I feel like Juchan and Y, like any time that I like kind of was like turned around in this song, I'm just like, wow, like Y and Juchan just seem to stand out extremely well in this song, and for good reason. They're both great vocalists. But yeah, I like this. The combination between, the tag team effort, no pun intended, between Tag and as well as Jang Jun, I feel like was really good. I think their transition was really tight as well. But I feel like this one kind of, in my opinion, I feel like takes a lot of the best aspects of what I've listened to so far with Golden Child, and I feel like they really culminated into this song. So I would say this one is definitely amongst my favorites of tonight, and I would argue probably some of my favorites that I've listened to so far from Golden Child. That's even including title tracks. So really enjoyed this one a lot, as you could tell. So great one. All right, so we're moving along. The next one is Dear. This one is from the Feel Me single. This song was written and composed and produced by Tag. So very interesting. Let's check it out.
별을 찾아 끊임없이 달리는 아이들 순수했던 눈망울에 홀려 여전히 달리네 변함없이 별을 찾아 달리는 아이들 눈주름이 지고 숨이 벅차올라도 yeah. 모든 감정이 섭된 순간에 미쳐 날아가
어른이 되어 꿈을 등한시한 채로 원치도 않는 길을 갈게 연이잖아 계속 흘러가는 시간 속 우연히 마주한 눈동자 속은 어여쁜 환희로 가득하네 데려가줘 저 멀리 그 순간을 더 널리 알리고픈 몸짓이 살아 숨쉬고 있으니까 이렇게 눈빛이 서러운 날들처럼 서서히 번쩍이네 그날로 돌아가 숨쉬리라 Let's begin again We had a lot of time
Don't fade away 기억을 덮으며
시간들은 파도를 타고 우리들의 추억으로 썰물이 돼 Don't fade away 찬란히 숨쉬네
그날의 공기 그대의 눈빛 서서히 주름져갔던 그대의 모습이 전부 기억나질 않지만 분명히 아름다워 그대가 들려주던 그대 청춘 이야기
내가 감히 느낄 수 있을까요 그대 눈은 그 시절로 가네요 그대 피부는 주름지었을지 몰라도 그대 기억을 주름지게 할 순 없네 어른이 되어 꿈을 든 한시한 채로 원치도 않는 길을 갈게 아니잖아 계속 흘러가는 시간 속 우연히 마주한 눈동자 속은 어여쁜 환희로 가득하네 데려가줘 저 멀리 그 순간을 더 널리 알리고픈 몸짓이
살아 숨쉬고 있으니까
기력세한 눈빛이 수놓은 별들처럼
서서히 번쩍이네 그날로 돌아가 숨쉬리라
서로 숨기고
거친 숨을 내뱉던 그날의 잠시 여행을 떠난 그댈 보고 있죠
그대 울지 말아요 그대 은하 수에서 영원히 있을게 영원히 있을게
Wow.
지금의 기억은
Ooh,
어떤
key change.
모습으로
Nice.
자리 잡을까 행복한 기억을 잊지는 말아줘요 그대 눈빛은 아직도 그 시절에 있네 평생 기억할게요 내 곁에 머물러줘요
All right, very cool. That was Dear from Golden Child. Very nice. Um, you already know I'm gonna say I love that Dayhill got some more lines. He sounded incredible. I love his falsetto tone. I feel like I didn't get to really hear that as much. But his vocal tone is so on point. I feel like I have gravely mistaken my choice of in part one. He is a very good vocalist when they have the opportunity to let him shine. So I appreciate that. And I like that the song has more of his vocal tone. I also noticed that this song has a lot of Sungmin, which is also really cool. He's got a great voice, and I feel like his more, again, naturally high tonality kind of fits really well. Something that I noticed about like Golden Child that I feel like, not that I didn't notice before, but I felt like this song maybe it's a little bit more apparent. But there is kind of like a separation of like vocal tones throughout this group that I think is very interesting. I feel like if I can kind of go down the line, like I feel like Daehyul kind of finds that in between where I think he's got a really strong mid-range tone, but also can provide some like really beautiful like falsetto tones. Jangjun, as well as Tag also have really good vocals, as we have heard like with the first duo song between them, and obviously throughout their mix of different like subunit songs. I feel like they have had an opportunity to do some singing, and I feel like the song definitely highlights not only I think the rapping but also some of their singing tonality, which is really cool. I feel like Sungmin obviously has a higher register that is complemented really well with like Juchan, who also has a much higher register. So I appreciate that a ton. I also noticed that the beginning of the song, more specifically, like I loved Jibum and Bowman. I feel like they're lower tones. I remember pointing out Bowman's kind of like lower register in that unit song with Juchan. I feel like this is it's highlighted really well on a song like this because you get kind of like a good mix of everything throughout. So I feel like Jibum as well as Bowman really have that beautiful kind of mid to low range tone that just complements kind of the higher register of the group as a collective. And I feel like Jaehyun and Donghyun kind of have like again that middle register, but also can kind of get into that falsetto tone similarly to Daehyul. So it's really cool to see kind of, and again, visualizing it. I love watching these types of videos, just being able to see which member is doing what. But I felt like this song kind of had the most vocal variety. And I think that the production on the song was definitely better. I know that Jazz had said that there was another song on this playlist. I think it was actually Tag's solo song. I feel like the production on this one was like so much better. I don't know what like the time frame was between this one and the last one, but I felt like the production stylization has improved greatly. So I would say in terms of the songs that I've heard that Tag has produced and composed and stuff, I felt like this one is definitely amongst my favorites. I haven't listened to all of them, but I feel like this one is definitely one of his, in my opinion, one of his top like produced songs. So very nice, very nice. This was 2 thumbs up. I really enjoyed this one a lot. I feel like this one to me is a little bit of a sleeper. So very nice. Let's see. We have some OSTs. Jazz says, I did not include all the OSTs, just a select few. The first one we'll be checking out is called Come With Me. This is an OST for the drama Lonely Enough to Love that aired back in 2020 and is sung by Y and G-Bum. So, very nice. Let's check it out.
love me 어떤 것 같아
right, very nice. This was Golden Child and their song "Come with Me," sung by Y and G-Bomb. Very nice. I enjoyed this. Very nice. I think the vocals were very sweet. Um, I like the overall tonality of the instrumentation too. I feel like it had like this bright, major kind of like bubbliness to it that I appreciate. I would probably have to check out the K drama to fully know what this is, but I would say kind of I feel like it matches the tonality of the show, I would guess. But I feel like their vocals were really nice. Like I think what I've come to learn about the like Golden Child like subunit, or like even like songs like this where they have specific members doing these songs, is like I think as much as I appreciate them as a unit and as a group, I think it's really cool to see them break off into pairs, or break off into subunits, or like even having their solo stuff, because like this is a combination I don't believe that I have heard as much. I'm sure there are songs that kind of incorporate both Y and G-Bomb in them, but like the complementariness of their voices kind of works so well. And like I like that this song kind of has Y doing a lot more of those like runs and ad-libby sort of stuff over top, which sound really great. But I feel like also G-Bum gets a lot of credit as well, or should get a lot of credit, just because I feel like he's holding down a lot of like the like melody and kind of like the hook of the song. So I feel like one can't exist without the other, and I think that they know that these types of things need to kind of interact in that way for the song to work really well. And I think is again really really well arranged, and is a song that I don't know if I would have associated if I didn't know it was associated with an OST. I just feel like this just fits naturally into their discography. So if I didn't know this was an OST song, I feel like I would still listen to this for that reason alone. So Sarah says, oh, I like that one. Gunky says, one of the parts of the song reminded me of Love Fool by the Cardigans. I agree. There is, especially at the beginning, there is one section where it kind of like gave the like love me, say that you love me, like that melody, but like they used it in a different way. But like for whatever reason, my brain kind of associated it with that. So yeah, I feel like we're on the same page, Gunky. I was like, I feel like this sound like it felt so familiar. So maybe it's just a nostalgia playing into effect, but definitely something I also heard as well. And I was like, I know this. So very cool, very cool. I'm glad we were on the same page of thinking for that one. So, and Gungi says yes at the beginning. Okay, very cool, very nice. All right, well, we're keeping it moving with more OSTs. The next one is Love Your Everything. This is another unit OST. This is done by Juchan and G-Bomb. Very nice, very nice. For historical drama Moonshine that aired late 2021, early 2022. Very, very interesting. What an interesting show nonetheless. But and he says, I'm glad I wasn't going crazy. Like I said, I feel like normally I'll point it out if I know the melody. I'll try to arrange it in my very jumbled mind. So, all right, well, let's check out Love Your Everything. I'm curious what this one is going to sound like.
어쩌다 내 눈에 비친 너의 그 눈동자 속에 빠져버렸어. 종일 허우적대도 알 수 없는 걸 너의 속마음 너를 바라보며 웃고 있는 나 마주보는 너의 웃음이 좋아 그 설렘만으로는 부족한 걸 우리 둘 사이에 너의 잔소리 비밀들도 그 투정도 가끔 연락 없어도 너를 기다리는 이 순간마저도 내겐 소중한 걸 I love you and you're everything 그댄 어떤가요 Oh why do love you so 나의 하루하루가 온통 그대뿐이라 그럴까요 I love you and you're everything babe 믿을 수가 없어 내 앞에 그대 꿈꿔왔던 그 모습 지금 내 앞에 있어주는데 또 뭐가 필요해 우리 둘 사이에 가끔 그대도 얄미워질 수도 있지만 조금 돌아져도 그 순간마저도 내겐 달콤한 걸 I love you and you're everything 그댄 어떤가요 Oh why do love you so 나의 하루하루가 온통 그대뿐이라 그럴까요 I love you and you're everything babe Oh 그대도 나와 같은 마음이라면 이제 내게 말해줘요 I love you and you're everything 그댄 어떤가요 Oh why do love you so 내게 말해줘요 꿈에서라도 항상 듣고 싶던 그 말 I love you and you're everything 그댄 어떤가요 Oh why do love you so 나의 하루하루가 온통 그대뿐이라 그럴까요 I love you and you're everything babe
All right, very cool. This was Love Your Everything, sung by Ju-chan and G-Bum of Golden Child. Very nice. I enjoyed this. Very nice. I feel like again, G. This is not a diss to G-Bum. I feel like G-Bum loves OSTs. This is we're 2 for 2 for G-Bum in terms of OST songs. If he's on a lot of OST songs, he must love being a part of that, which is cool. But I just noticed that. I was like, we just heard him, which is crazy. I like this. This is very fun, very inviting. I love the guitar in this. I feel like that goes without saying. Y'all know I love guitar and K-pop, but the guitar work on this was chef's kiss. Love it. But the song was very nice. I think their vocals sit super well. Like I think I what I noticed about G-Bum's vocals is they're very complimentary to whoever his partner is. Like I feel like him and Y were really good. So I feel like inherently some of my brain was like, well, Ju-chan and G-Bum are going to be great too because like they're kind of in a similar sort of vocal bracket. And yeah, I would definitely say that in terms of vocals, they both were really great. Again, I feel like G-Bum kind of handles that mid to low range tone, kind of handling like the main melody choice. But then like Ju-chan kind of like breaks from that, but also still it was very complimentary to G-Bum's vocals. So I appreciate that a ton. But yeah, this was another really good one, very inviting. I don't know if I would have just again based off of the OST and that has nothing to do with the show at all, but like I don't know if I would have associated this type of song with like the show, but I also haven't seen the show, so maybe I could be, wrong about that certainly, but yeah, I thought this was very solid. I enjoyed the vibes. Gunky says, "Oh, this drama. I've seen at least part of this show. I don't think I ever finished it." Oh, very nice, very nice. No Santa says, "God, I love Hyeri. I hope you let your wife know that you love Hyeri." Gunky and No Santa says, "Wait, you like guitar? It's all lies." No Santa says, "You like guitars, huh? Name every guitar." Oh God. Are we talking about brands? I feel like I could name a most majority of the current brands that are out there now, but I'm sure there's some very niche guitar brands, but very funny chat. Um, Sarah says he hasn't. Sarah says he hasn't experienced this yet. Oh my god, I have not. Listen, you guys got me backed into a corner here. Now I gotta name all of the guitar brands. Ugh, damn. For an next stream. Chess says another stream, another day of chat. Oh my god. Gunky says name the guitar brand Miku from band Maple. Oh god. Jesus Christ. Listen. If I didn't expect this, then I feel like I would be losing out on life here. But anyway, we're gonna continue on. The next one is I Only Think About You. It is Jaehoon's most recent drama called First Love. He was a part of the main cast and sang the OST. I did check out her guitar. I don't remember the brand. I remember what the guitar looks like. It looks kind of like a Les Paul, but it has like a lot of silver accents. So it's probably lost the bowels of my brain. But anyway, let's check this out. Chat's gonna roast me about not knowing guitar brands, so I'm gonna keep it moving. Oh, it's a semantics. Okay, thank you. All right, let's check this next one out.
The wind that fell yesterday, drops of water on the windows, and sunny day. 유시시한 얼굴, 투덜거린 표정 뒤에는 요동치고 있는 내 모습. 널 보면 내 맘은 두근대는 어떻게 해야 해. But I think I'm still awkward in love. Still awkward in love. I always liked you. You maybe hate me. 두려운 마음에 이대로 지내려 하는데 내 머릿속엔 하나만 떠올라. You. I only think about you. 어쩌다 한두 번씩 마주치는 자꾸 귀여운 너의 모습들을 볼수록 더 좋아지는 걸 알수록 더 깊어지는 걸 Say what I want 난 너에게 좋아해란 말을 해보고 싶어 I really like you think only one 마음만으로는 네 앞에 서 있어 난 계속 너만 보면 설레는 용기내 야해 But I don't know what to do about it What to do about it I always liked you You maybe hate me 두려운 마음에 이대로 지내려 하는데 내 머릿속엔 하나만 떠올라 You I only think about you 오늘 하루도 그냥 이렇게 흘러가버려 네 생각만 하다가 너에게 난 언제쯤 편하게 말 걸어볼 수 있을까 I've always liked you You maybe hate me 두려움에 숨어서 놓쳐버릴 수 없었기에 늘만큼은 한 발 더 다가가 You I only think about you I only think about you I only think about you
Hey, there we go. I Only Think About You by Jaehyun. Very nice. Very nice. I will try to go back to the spot. Uh, is it? It's gotta be here. Pretty close, right? Is this it? A Blue House, please. Is this it? This has to be it. Okay, perfect. I picked the worst, the worst part. This place to stop. Anyway, Jazz says surprise appearance by Park Doha. Blue House BP year is still not over. That is true. That is true. Great angle of my baby boy. I was gonna say. Anyway, I'll go back to a Jaehyun spot, but bro is literally glowing. Yeah, for real. Um, Jaehyun, from Golden Child, excuse me. Great song. I feel like this was really like, this kind of gives me, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to relate this, but it kind of gives me that sort of like singer songwriter ish sort of song. Um, this was just really fun. Like, I think his voice is really, really infectious, and I think the song really kind of highlights like some really beautiful tonalities in his voice. But overall, I felt like just like there was just like a like, I don't know, like childishness sounds really bad, I think, in context, but I'll explain. Like, there's just something very like whimsical and very like childlike about the song that I appreciate. And like, obviously the like MV and this, I imagine the show potentially is just like about him, being in love with this like chick but doesn't know how to kind of express it in some ways. And like, I feel like the song kind of plays off that sort of childish tendency of the song and vice versa. And so like, I appreciate just like the nature of the song as a whole. um I definitely feel like, I feel like I can kind of relate to it. Obviously, I'm not on Jaehyun status here, but I do feel like, it definitely kind of harkened back to like very young memories of like early dating life for myself. And so, I think it was a very interesting, like, introspective look. If that, I understand that it's probably not everybody's perspective on the song, but I thought it was very interesting to kind of like view it from that perspective. But yeah, overall, I feel like Jaehyun's voice was really good. I feel like his acting is really fun too. Like, be curious to check out this drama. But yeah, overall, I feel like his voice was just very sweet, very, very well put together in this type of song. And like, I feel like he was able to kind of use his register really well throughout this track. So I enjoyed this one. Very nice. Gonghee says, now I need to go to the ICU because of where you left me. I hope not. I hope not. But all right. Well, we'll keep it moving. We got a couple more left here. This next one is called Nakarang Buhe. Hopefully I've pronounced this correct. If not, please do not roast me in the comments. This one is Bowman's OST for the drama Beauty Empire. He acted in many K-dramas before, but this is the first Pinoy drama, and he sang the OST completely in Tagalog. Very interesting. Very cool. Very cool. All right, let's check it out.
Di man makita, di man mabasa, aking pag-ibig ay mananatili. Minsa'y mahina ang nagdurusa, walang ahadlang kung nais mo ng lambing. Sabihin mo sa'kin, piliting ibuhos lahat ng tumatakbo sa isip. Di baling mahirap, alam naman nating dalawa. Basta't ika'y tatawag lang, isang tawag lang, ang bisa sa tuwing naliligaw. Wala namang mawawalan, magbabago, nakatakda na ako at ikaw. Ang habang buhay na magkaisa, tadhana'y tatanda, kasama ka, tukso may tataksa. Kumapit ka, tayo'y pinagtakbo na sa nakaraang buhay. Biglang tumahimik, dating mahilig makipagsapalaran ng damdamin. Nandito lamang, sariling hantungan, ako nang bahala kung may hinanakit. Sabihin mo sa'kin, piliting ibuhos lahat ng tumatakbo sa isip. Di baling mahirap, alam naman nating dalawa. Basta't ika'y tatawag lang, isang tawag lang, ang bisa sa tuwing naliligaw. Wala namang mawawalan, magbabago, nakatakda na ako at ikaw. Ang habang buhay na magkaisa, tadhana'y tatanda, kasama ka, tukso may tataksa. Kumapit ka, tayo'y pinagtakbo na sa nakaraang buhay.
All right, very nice. This was Bowman's performance of Nakaran Buhe from the drama Beauty Empire. Very nice. Um, this was very cool. I don't believe that I've heard too much songs sang in Tagalog, so I feel like that was really cool. So appreciate you including this one, Jazz. But I like this. I think Bowman's voice, he's got such a kind of like beautiful like lower mid register tone, and I feel like the song is very exemplary in that type of uh register in terms of his voice. So I definitely like that a lot. I like that the song doesn't really have like too much instrumentation going on. It's mostly just like piano in his voice, and I feel like I definitely feel like it makes it shine more. So I appreciate that a ton. I think it works out really well in this type of track. So very cool stuff. But yeah, overall, I felt like this was very solid. Like, definitely highlighted his voice very well. Obviously, it's cool to see him acting in this type of drama. And I feel like he absolutely did a great job of like having more of a sentimental type feel to the song, and I think it was portrayed well. So enjoy this one. Very, very good one. So very nice. All right. Well, we're moving on. We've got a few more left. Jazz has included special performances. These performances that are highly regarded by Goldenness, though I put them at the end because of copyright. Fair enough. Fair enough. Appreciate it. Appreciate the help out, Jazz, on this one. So if you're watching this and this is cut out, you can watch it all on Patreon. It will be unedited. So the next thing we're watching is the Jaehyun collab stage is a cover of EXO's Call Me Baby by Jaehyun's from different groups. Gocha's Bong Jaehyun, The Boys, Lee Jaehyun, and Flying's Kim Jaehyun, and NCT's Jung Jaehyun. Wow! Oh my god, that it's the meeting of Jaehyuns. So, wow. All right, let's check it out. The Jaehyun Squad, very nice. This was also a cover of EXO's Call Me Baby. Very cool. Jazz says they really got to do this again. It would be sick if they did it again. And the intro song was What's Your Name by 4 Minute. That's cool. I like that. That's a little tongue in cheek. I like that. This was fun. I think the vocals on this obviously are incredible. I'm not really surprised because we've got, NCT's Jung Jaehyun. We've got The Boys, Lee Jaehyun, and obviously Golcha's Bong Jaehyun. They're all incredible vocalists, which I think is really sick. So cool stuff on that end. I was curious on how they were going to incorporate N Flying's Jaehyun, but I think they did it great. Like, obviously he's a fantastic drummer. I think the shock to me was when he got up from the drum kit and also did the choreography for this at the to kind of bring it all full circle. I thought that was really cool. He did a fantastic job. I know N Flying isn't considered to be like, a group that does choreography, but I feel like he did a really damn good job for not doing that typically. So great on him on that aspect. But yeah, this was a great cover. To me, I feel like vocally they were all really fun. I don't know if I have a particular favorite of the Jaehyuns. They all crushed it. But it was cool. It was cool seeing that. I'm curious if there's ever been another scenario where they've had people that have had the same name other than Jaehyun. So I feel like there are some names in K-pop where there is just like a commonality between their name. So I'd be curious if this has happened before with, somebody of another name. So very interesting. Very interesting. Cool shit though. I love seeing that. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Well, we're going to keep it moving. The next one we've got, the boy group mashup stage is a performance of the 2019 Dream Concert in which Golcha mixed a bunch of iconic songs from different boys groups into one, and went kind of viral at the time. So very nice. Let's check this one out. I'm curious on which songs they mashed up. So let's give it a listen. Huh. Very cool. my ears too. All right, very cool. That was a boys group mashup stage from the 2019 Dream concert for uh Golden Child. Very cool. I will say that the mix, somebody that did the mix for that did not do a very great job of that. I'm gonna not take it as an offense to Golden Child. Obviously, their performance is really good, but now my left ear feels weird. But overall, I thought it was cool. These are mostly groups. I think actually all groups we've covered, which I think is really cool. Jazz says some of the songs that were included were BTS Blood, Sweat, and Tears, 17's Boom Boom, GOT7's Never Ever, EXO's Call Me Baby, and NCTU's The Seventh Sense. I did see that. I did see in like the bottom left-hand corner, they had like different moments of that. I thought that was really cool. Like I'm surprised that, I guess I'm surprised that groups don't do that more often, but yeah, I thought that was really cool. I think also kind of the incorporation of choreography was also really sick as well. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed that performance a lot. I thought it was really, really cool to show, obviously, homage to those groups, but also being able to show off like the level of talent and skill amongst Golden Child. So I think it was in my opinion, I feel like it's a win-win. Looking back on it now in 2025, I think they did a great job. So kudos. No, Santa was basically took the comment out of my head about the right ear. Oh boy. So, and Jazz says it threw me off for the first time I saw it as well. That somebody really fucked up with that one, but very nice. All right, we've got a couple more left. The next one is a performance of Golden Child's All Day on the TV show The Playlist, but restructured, excuse me, as a unit song by YG Bum and Ju Chan. Very nice. All right, let's check it out.
Yeah. 사실 조금 불안해 아니 조금 더 많이 괜한 내일 걱정해 맘이 힘들어져요 아침에 샤워 할 때면 가끔 모두 잘 될 것 같은 그런 좋은 느낌 네 말로 매일 아침 태양보다 오늘 밤 저 달이 더 빛나 내가 지금 여기 있잖아 그것만 생각해봐 그래 내일은 아직 오지 않았잖아 이 순간이 중요해 앞으로 가다 보면 모든 날들은 결국 내게 오늘이 오늘이 될 테니 우린 정말 잘하고 있어 따위는 해도 돼 가끔 힘들 땐 내게 기대 오늘 덜어줄게 때론 눈물을 흘릴 땐 모두 감싸줄게 함께 커가자 그래 우리답게 미운데 무지개처럼 꽃이 피는 날처럼 언젠간 올래 climax Don't be alone not yet 나는 시간들 다 모든 날이 될 my life 내일 아침 태양보다 오늘 밤 저 달이 더 빛나 내가 지금 여기 있잖아 그것만 생각해봐 그래 내일은 아직 오지 않았잖아 이 순간이 중요해 앞으로 가다 보면 모든 날들은 결국 내게 오늘이 될 테니
harmony.
뜨겁게 그것만 생각해봐 마시는 모든 순간이 소중한 선물이니까 이 순간이 중요해 천천히 걷다 보면 그래 오늘이 지나 결국 내게 모든 날 될 테니 모든 날 될 테니 모든 날 될 테니.
Wow. That was awesome. All right. This was Golden Child's All Day featuring Y, G-Bum, and Juchan. Very nice. I enjoyed this a lot. I think the rearrangement or restructuring of the song was so nice. I like that the 3-part harmonies. I think I'm just a sucker for that. I usually am a sucker for harmonies in the music in general, but I felt like the 3-part harmony is so clutch in this song. So I definitely feel like they utilized it heavily, but I feel like for good reason because they're all great vocalists. So I think they were able to handle it super well. But I love that. I think you got to hear a lot of bits of different texture. I feel like it's the combination I was like hoping to expect because I know G-Bum, Y, and Juchan did a I know Y and G-Bum did a OST together, I believe, if I've got that correct. Yep, and then we got Juchan and G-Bum in another song. So I feel like their combination of voices I knew would work out together individually, and now I know as a 3-part harmony they all work together in concession together. So it's really cool to see them kind of play to their strengths, certainly. And I feel like this song is definitely, I feel like I can view it in a different light in this way. But I really enjoyed this version of the song. I feel like it was really cool, and I feel like obviously still pays homage to the OG, but still a really, really well put together song. So kudos to the songwriting and obviously to their rearrangement. So Jazz says, another of my favorite songs by Golcha, and they just made it better. So pretty. I agree. 100%. So very nice. We've got 2 big videos at the end here. Jazz says, last but not least, we have the Road to Kingdom performances. For the first round, the mission was to choose a song by a legendary boy group. Golcha chose Shinhwa and showed their rendition of T.O.P., which is Twinkling Paradise. Just legendary. Honestly, the entire show is, but especially this performance. So, very nice. All right. I don't believe that I've checked out any Road to Kingdom videos. So, this might be one of the first ones that I've watched. So, excited to delve in. So, let's check it out. If it has, it's been a very long time since I've watched a Road to Kingdom video. All right. This was Golcha's Top Twinkling of Paradise, originally done by Xunhua. Very nice, very nice. This was incredible. No Santa says that Swan Lake sample hits pretty hard, not gonna lie. I agree. This was great. I feel like the showmanship of this song was cool. I feel like if I was in the era, if I could turn back time, I feel like seeing the Road to Kingdom stuff would be incredible. Like if I could relive those moments, but it's cool seeing that on video. Obviously, shout outs to people that, shout outs to the performances on YouTube, still can watch them here. But I really enjoyed this a lot. I think I have not heard the original, so I can't comment on the validity on where that stands, but I feel like there was just so much I feel like to me it was just really well executed. I think if I just didn't, obviously I don't know what the song is originally sounds like, but I feel like it was just taken up a notch. Like the orchestral elements of the song seem a lot more larger than life. I feel like they have more of an emotional like swing to them. I think that obviously shows a lot of love to the orchestra stream that put that together in the song. I liked a lot of the actual like rock slash like borderline like metal implementation in the song. It just adds that like extra bit of aggression and punch, and I feel like it kind of adds to the overall detail of the song later on. Just because I think like I think they really kind of added more of a climactic ending to the song, so I feel like that kind of amplifies that in a great way. But I also feel like the vocals in this were really incredibly tight. There were some moments where I really loved Daeyeol's vocals. Obviously, Juchan did incredible. Y definitely kind of stood out more so to me. Um, I also appreciated Jengjun and Tag's like rapping section. I thought they were really good. There's definitely some moments from like Sungmin and Jaehyun and Donghyun and G Bomb, Bowman, Jaesuk that I was like, damn, like they're all kind of putting in that effort in. So it was cool to see this performance. I would imagine this again had done very well for them. But it was so cool. The choreography was incredible too. I just feel like it just is a very mesmerizing performance, and so I feel like they absolutely did a great job of that. So, no, Santa says I can only hope Kingdom wasn't nearly as cursed. I'm who knows, but all right. Well, we're gonna move it on to the next one and the final video. Jazz says in the second round, the mission was to choose one of their own songs. So Gulcha rearranged Wannabe with a live orchestra. Very nice. And then they got eliminated, but we don't talk about that. Oof. Oh, no. Anyway, it looks like they are sampling Pagani's 12 Caprice number 24 in A minor, op 1. Very nice. That's cool. I like that. So let's check it out. I'm curious to hear all the sounds. Very nice. All right. Very cool. Very cool. This was Golden Child's Wannabe with a live orchestra. Very nice. Wow. This was this was a good one to save for last, Jazz. So I'm impressed. I think I had an utter disbelief on my face when I was like this doesn't look fake. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes like violinists, I'm not even violinists. Sometimes I feel like it isn't always like, oh, somebody's just like kind of like miming like the actual riff, but I was like, holy shit, he's actually playing the riff. So I gotta give a big salutes to Juchan. Um, Incredibly talented. He's obviously a very talented violinist as well, which would have never expected, but very cool. I like that. What a great addition. On top of being a fantastic singer, he also is a violinist. That's uh, I feel like K-pop idols are like not from Earth, in some way. But I thought this was great. Cool kind of combination of Pagani's like 24th Caprice. I feel like that's really sick, and I think the way that they incorporated it was great. I love the orchestral arrangement. I feel like that's awesome. And I feel like the combination of those two things worked really well with this song. So I think they did a great job of meshing those two sounds together, which I wouldn't have really expected on paper, but I think in practice it actually came out super well. But yeah, overall, I felt like this was great. I think it honestly elevated Wannabe. I enjoyed that song a lot when we checked it out on the part 1 of this, but I feel like this version is like in my opinion, I feel like it's the better version. I love that like little bit of guitar solo at the end. Again, like the beat was also really crazy in this one. The orchestral arrangement was good. It just seemed like to me like the full package. So I appreciate that a lot. It was just really really well put together. But yeah, overall, I feel like this one was one of the ones to close it out with, certainly, and for good reason. It was it was super sick. So, no Santa says, "Bruh just said op one." Yep, I could have said opening one, but I just thought it just says op A minor op one, so I was just like, I just figured it'd be funny if I said it that way. Bloomy Bird says Juchan looks so good here. Jazz says yes. Blooming Bird said the beat is so sick, and Jazz says Juchan showing off his violin skills. Brought back a string accompaniment back too, very nice. No Santa says it makes me want a panini. Panini's the goat. Booming Bird said this is genuinely one of the Road to Kingdom songs that I go back and listen to from time to time, and said that Chuchan's legit violinist. It was crazy to watch this live. That's awesome. And I know, I'm just being an asshole. So, Bluebird said same. It's truly an enhancement of what Wannabe is. Very nice, very nice. Thank y'all for hanging out. Big salutes to Jazz. Jazz, congrats on getting 100K on the channel points. Appreciate you. Some favorites from tonight. I feel like the Road to Kingdom are in their own separate category. I don't know if I could present them as favorites, just because I feel like they're their own thing. In terms of the songs that I listen to just outside of that, I think some of my favorites, and I'll kind of go down the line of in no particular order. I think in the OST section, I'm gonna say I liked Jaehyun's song. I think a lot about you. I thought that one was rad. Definitely enjoyed that one in terms of the OSTs. Terms of songs from their B-side collection, I would say Dear was definitely amongst my favorites. Fanfare, 100% cool. Those I think to me were my favorites. In terms of the solo stuff, Still Thinking About You, If I Were the Wind, excuse me, Out the Window, Poppin', and Singing in the Rain, I feel like were amongst my favorites. So, very cool. Those were the vibes. Those were the ones that I enjoyed the most. So, and No Say says, "How are y'all delivering your notes?" It looks like it is a Google Doc. So, if you send them that way, I will read off whatever you. Okay, I'm not gonna say whatever you have written. I will preface or read verbatim what you have on the doc. So I believe everyone sent me a doc to some degree. So No Santa, if you want to send me a doc, we can do it this Saturday for your stream. And I know I also have to do Connie's, so we'll get those rocking. But let's see. Jazz says thank you. Everyone said thank you. Jazz, very nice. Sarah says ew. Google Doc, ew. What's wrong with the Google Doc, Sarah? Who hurt you? Cal says thank you, Jazz. Very nice, very nice. Very nice. All right, cool. You're ew. So, I'm sorry. Oh my god. The chat is going crazy, but Google Slides hurt me. To be fair, you were cooking with your thing. So I emotional damage. That's the first thing I thought. But anyway, very cool. Huge salutes to Jazz. Thanks for us doing yet another group to add off to the plethora of groups that we need to cover. If Connie's got, I think Connie sent me BAP already, but we could start BAP on Wednesday. I don't think we have any plans. I feel again, I know it's been about a few weeks since we've gotten off Boys Planet, and now I feel like my brain's finally clicked over and said, okay, we're done with Boys Planet asterisk. So now my brain's like, oh cool, we can cover more groups now. So if Connie's cool to do Wednesday, we might do Wednesday for BAP. If not, then I feel like there's a ton of new like songs in the Ketchup Discord section, so we might have to do some catch ups next week. So or this week, excuse me. So very nice, very nice. I also have to make a section for Halloween songs. So if you're joining us for Halloween, feel free to dress up if you would like. But yeah, that's the vibe. I will be making a Halloween playlist as well. So, oh my god, everybody's saying condiments here and other stuff. So, wow, you guys are making a burger. This seems like a very somebody didn't put buns, so I feel we're missing some ingredients here. But anyway, very cool. Or a panini. That's true. You could make a panini. No buns, proteins. Very nice. You guys are working together. I appreciate that. We love to see it. But very cool. I don't have anything else. As I mentioned, Patreon is all updated. So go check out Patreon if you haven't been updated. If you are watching this on YouTube, Patreon gets it probably about a month in advance from when you see these. So if you have not, go check those out on Patreon. If you would like, please join Discord. That is the best way to find out when I'm streaming and what we're covering and stuff. So it would be very sick. But very cool, very cool. So thanks, y'all. I appreciate it. Y'all are rad. Again, massive salutes to Jazz for putting this all together and doing the playlist. Very sick. But we'll see y'all on Wednesday. So bye, y'all. Peace.